So here's a quick tour of the van. The side door slides all the way open, of course. Plenty of headroom, about 6'2" inside, with a nice cedar ceiling, complete with 2 fans, front and back, so air can get circulated through. The bed is a full-size bed that transforms into the couch as you see it right now. And I'll show you that flipping to a bed in a little bit. Over here we have the closet, spot to hang quite a few clothes. And then all of these bungee cords come off easily and can be switched around depending on what you want there. You can put packing cubes is what we've normally done. Then up here you have the nightstand with a reading light that's dimmable, and then this down here is a high power USB-C charger, so that's good for like a computer or iPad, as well as another port for whatever else you got. And then on this side, got a little spot for books or water bottles so they don't fly away once you start driving. You have a small port here that's a little more accessible when the bed's down, and another little nightstand trough there. So another USB-C and USB-A there, and then another one of these lights. This thing is the pulley system for the bed, which we'll look at in a little bit. The lights are dimmable all the way, which is really nice waking up in the middle of the night. And then it's 2 circuits, so the front and back. The kitchen here, you have the sink, which has a cutting board on top. And then what we have for the faucet is you can turn it on or partially on, and then it doesn't actually start flowing water until you press this foot switch down here. That helps you save water when doing dishes or whatever. The countertop here is all one piece, and then this is separate, and this will swivel out as a table or a desk when you swivel the captain's chairs around. Then, as we go into the top cabinets here, have a couple spots for plates or food storage. In here you have a microwave. It is smaller, but it does work. And then up above, the standard ProMaster storage, which is also quite nice for clothes and extra gear. The rest of these drawers are full slide outs, so shallow for silverware, slightly deeper. This is the stove we've used, which is just a little propane powered Coleman. Works quite well. We've always used it out of the van to keep the scent out. Deeper drawer for storage here. And then one more drawer. This is big enough to fit like 2 bike helmets and some bike gear and stuff or whatever. Around here you can see a little bit of the water tank, and we'll go more into the garage area in a bit. But there is a shoe rack as well to put extra hiking shoes. The front of this guy is a little tilt out. We just leave some extra toothbrushes, etc. in there. And then under here is the wastewater tank. The gray water tank is this one here. It has a float switch, so that will shut off the pump, and so you don't overfill this tank by accident. So these are 5 gallon, and then the fresh water is about 20 gallon. Then this is just an extra freshwater tank that we've kept for drinking water. And then the last feature here is this is the port for the Webasto heater. So that's plumbed straight into the fuel line, or into the fuel tank, which is great for keeping the van warm all night. We've been in middle of Nevada when it's single digits outside and nice toasty 65, 70 in here. That's controlled with a thermostat and a controller there. And then this is the fridge. It's off right now, so the light won't come on, but two zones. You can have them both as fridge, one as a freezer, both as a freezer. One off if you just want to use it for dry storage. So plenty of storage there. And then again in the back is battery, and we'll get a better look at that when we go to the back. Okay, and here's the back of the van. Have the ladder to go on up. Look up at the solar here. So there's 300 watts of solar on the roof. And then the two fans, of course. Then in the van, the doors open with detents, 90 degrees, as well as kind of all the way. So plenty of access there. When the bed's folded down, you can see these a little better, but windows to look out from the bed, and then these covers to keep everything secure so you can't see through the window. Then we have the bike slide here. So this is on full drawer slides. That'll come on out. Easily fits two full-size mountain bikes. Right now this is both trail bikes, a large and a medium. 29ers. You can see plenty of room. I can also fit my large 170 millimeter enduro bike on there. And then wheels just kind of hang out here. Water tank, drain, fill. Normally fill it with that stainless steel hose hooked up to the garden hose, but there's also a funnel that screws onto there. A little more gear storage back here for whatever you want to hang up there, some biking clothes or whatever. Also under the bed are a bunch of threaded inserts. This is all a custom metal frame, so it's quite stout. But then there's also all these threaded inserts to hang like a cargo net or a ski rack or something if you wanted. And then this slider will come all the way out to put the bikes on and off easy. When it's one bike, it's also easy just to roll it in there without taking that out. If that's your thing. Here's the kind of electrical setup. So I have a Dyson to keep the van clean. Really simple electrical setup where we just have the goal 0, so it's safe. You can see we're parked in the shade right now, so not getting much input. And then we have some lights on, so you can see the output. Then there's also 120 volt. There's the outlet for the microwave, and on the kitchen counter, another one just for the Dyson and this power strip right here. Then all of the 12 volt comes to this fuse panel, which has way more circuits than needed, but just very simple, so everything's kind of on its own circuit, and all fused accordingly. Then this is just a cargo slide, again on full drawer slider. It's not quite as long as the bike slider because of the fridge up there, but that will also slide all the way out. Have these traction boards. I don't think we've ever used them for traction, but kind of nice for leveling out a campsite. You can throw chairs or whatever on there. some extra gear storage, some tire chains when you're going up to Tahoe. That's kind of the whole back. Here's how the bed slides out. This is also on these strong drawer slides. So you need to just kind of hip check it a little bit and then it'll start to slide. And you can grab this handle off of there, slide it out, and let it drop down. I can show that too. So there you can see those window covers. So then you sleep long ways in the van. There's still a good amount of area for standing and changing and whatever and getting to the sink. But that's that folded down. Okay, and then to fold it back up, you grab the handle and you slide it up. Sometimes the drawer slides cooperate where they aren't locked, sometimes they are locked. So then you can latch this under there nicely and slide that back one person and it's stowed away. Then the handle also just stows here out of the way. It's on little magnets. More of those cabinets, you can tuck the pillows in that back one there. And then the front seats swivel. So the passenger one is a bit easier. There's actually a little lever here. These are the same ones that are installed in the OEM vans. So you press down that lever and then it easily swings around. It can do a full 180, so it's nice to sit and hang out with people in here. Or it can also go to this 90 degree, which is nice for the table, which we'll see. We'll leave that like that. The driver's seat also swivels. It has a little bit more Tetrising of moving back and forward to clear the various things here. And then this table also will come on up here. So then you can sit here for work on a laptop or something. There's another high power charger right there. And then this also swings all the way out and has an extra little flip to get even more room. So you can use it as a table for prepping food or eating lunch here with the two seats. However it works, and then that can of course lower back down and stuff as well. Yeah. And then this is with the door closed. So there's just some blank panels there. There's the indoor door handle as well. And then a curtain, blackout curtain, does slide all the way across to keep it dark. Both on the inside and then looking dark from the outside if the lights are on. And then we also have a little projector you use where you can project the movie onto the really big flat screen effectively. And then sometimes we also have these custom fit reflectors to keep it cool, but also to black it out, and then you can kind of still use the front space at night too. Okay, and then the view up front here, have 61,500 miles. These mirrors, which are actually pretty amazing for both sides. You have really good visibility. And then this is a digital rear view mirror and dash camera, but fortunately never had to use it for that. But the digital rear view mirror is great, and then it still has the factory backup camera, which is really nice, like way up top down view. So great for parking or backing up into campsites or whatever. And then pretty standard controls, and it's got cruise control, which is of course a must, and lots of little storage cubbies up here as well. A couple of features I forgot about in here. You can see it's dark out now, but the lights inside keep it plenty bright in here. There's another light underneath the upper cabinets there. Puts nice light on the countertop. I will dim these upper lights. But really helps, especially because they're kind of shadowed here, and one of these cabinets, if you leave it open, kind of covers that top light. So that under cabinet's great. And then along the bottom of the cabinets, there's the toe kick. This toe kick is actually a drawer that holds some dog bowls. Obviously you don't want to have water in there while you're driving, but it's a nice spot to keep them out of the way, and then you can tuck it away so you're not always kicking it over. And then this one is on magnets, just so you don't have to lift the water jugs over that when you're sliding them out. And then this guy is just to add some extra stiffening to that countertop, or the movable table there.